Good morning and good afternoon, children. Today we are going to teach the lesson English. The subject is English, and the first lesson, the portrait of a lady. So this fantastic lesson has been written by Guswant Singh. So Guswant Singh was born in Punjab, and he was a very famous writer of English. He had his education in London also. He had a friendly bondedness with his grandma. This lesson explains how far he had bondedness with his grandma. Now we are going to have this lesson. Have this lesson step by step. So the portrait of young lady. The portrait of lady. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. So this first line, the first para explains what is the appearance of his grandma. My grandfather's portrait means nothing but a photo hung above the mantelpiece. Mantelpiece means well fixed on the wall in drawing room. He wore a big turban. Turban, you know, all the sick people wear the turban, and loose fitting cloths. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. So this was the appearance of his grandpa. So he was an old man, and his portrait was hanged on the wall. So he looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. As for my grandfather, being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. She often told us the story of the games she used to play as a child. So, as we all know, our grandmas used to tell stories to us. Likewise, Guswant Singh's grandma also used to tell fantastic old stories. The fables means stories. Absurd means that somewhat boring, somewhat illogical. So she often told us of the games she used to play as a child. So Guswant Singh's grandma attempted to explain her play during her young period, and attempted to tell him the stories. That the stories were absurd. Okay, but he enjoyed a lot because Guswant Singh, the author, had very much a bondedness with his grandma. I think all of you understand up to this. So this first portion explains how far Guswant Singh, the author, have had fondness with his grandma, and also the appearance of his grandma and grandpa. I think all of you have a clear idea. So you can see in your book the grandma's picture. The next para explains she had always been short. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. So this was the appearance of his grandma. Her face was crisscross of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. So due to her oldness, the face was somewhat shrinking. That is called wrinkling. That's called wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. No, we were certain she had always been, as we had known her, old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older, and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. So according to Guswant Singh's word, she was not at all got old. She was very young because she had the same appearance for about 20 years. Are you clear? She could never have been pretty but she was always beautiful. As per the view of the author Guswant Singh, she was a very beautiful lady. She hobbled. Hobbled means walked unsteadily. Hobbled. Okay. So as we all know, old people always walked unsteadily. That is called hobbled. About the house in spotless white, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop, and the other telling the beads of her rosary. Okay. So the picture clearly explains this paragraph. That was the appearance of the the old lady. Her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pearl puckered face. Silver lock means the white hair lock. Puckered means wrinkled. Wrinkled face means already I told you somewhat shrinked version of the face because of the oldness. The face has wrinkles. Okay, the face was shrinked and lines are there. So this was the appearance of the Guswant Singh's grandma, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. So she always with a prayer. Yes, she was beautiful. So due to prayer, she always looked beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains. So he explained the beautiness of his grandma as the winter landscape of the mountains. Okay, so as we all know, mountains are always in beautiful, the panoramic view. Okay, so he also explained, he compared, Guswant Singh compared his grandma's beauty with that of the winter landscape of mountains. As an expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. So her face explains serenity. Serenity means somewhat saintliness. So in Buddha is famous for serenity. Such type of serenity he saw on his grandma's face. Do you follow up to this? I think all of you have the clear-cut picture about the portrait of a lady. So this is nothing but explanation of Guswant Singh, the author's grandma's appearance. My grandmother, now next para. My grandmother and I were good friends. So though he was very young, she was very old, both of them had very thick friendship between them. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city. So because his parents, Guswant's parents, went to the city and left his son Guswant Singh under the care of his grandma. City, and we were constantly together. So as a result, Guswant Singh and his grandmas were always together. She used to wake me up in the morning. So that's the usual routine of our parents. Likewise, as a parent, as in charge of his parental duty, she attempted to wake him up and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing-song. What is monotonous? Monotonous means nothing but boring. But her prayer songs seemed to be a boring one for the author. While she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart, I listened. Why she prayed always means the prayer should be by-hearted by the Guswant Singh. That was what she wanted to make him to have the prayer. But I loved her voice, but never bothered to learn it. Though Guswant Singh loved her voice, but he did not love her prayer. Okay. Bothered to learn it. He not at all want to learn that prayer. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and blasted with a yellow chalk, a tiny earthen ink pot, and a red pen. So she prepared his things. What are the things needed means these are all the things needed to to the school for the student Guswant Singh. So she prepared everything for his grandson. Stale chapati after a breakfast of a thick stale chapati. So being the North Indians, they are very much being the North Indians, especially the Sikhs, they were very fond of eating chapatis. Likewise also his grandma made plenty of chapatis. Stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it. So chapati, that was the gravy for them. Butter and sugar. She spread some butter and sugar so as to make the chapati very tasteful. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. Okay, so apart from this, she carried plenty of stale chapatis for the village dogs. Okay, so not only for his grandson, he also prepared chapatis for the village dogs. What a generous lady she was. Realize her generosity. Okay, so did you understand up to this para? I think all of you understand the appearance of the grandma, the appearance of the grandpa, and what was her nature, and how she governed her grandson Guswant Singh. So up to this was the meaning of, this was the gist of this paragraph, the above set paragraphs. The next para. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. So the temple means Gurudwara. So for the Sikh people, temple means Gurudwara. Each and every Gurudwara in Punjab are attached with a school. They attempted to, in the attached Gurudwara school, they attempted to learn the students the alphabets and the songs of prayer. So accordingly, my grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. The priest taught us. The priest taught us. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayer. Okay, so the priest, who are called priest? Priest means the saints, the in charge of the Gurudwara. So they are also the in charge of teaching lessons to the students. Accordingly, the priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayer, while the children sat in rows on either side of the veranda, singing the alphabet or the prayer in a chorus. My grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures. Scriptures means, what do you mean by scriptures? The Puranas, Itikasas. Okay, that's called, for example, Veda, Upanishad are called scriptures. Okay, the students, while the students were attempting to listen the classes, his grandma attempted to read the scriptures. When we had both finished, so she stayed along with her grandson in the Gurudwara school. When we had both finished, we would walk back together. So after completing his schooling, both of them, but that means Guswant Singh, the author, and his grandma would walk back together. Both of them walk back together. This time, the village dogs would meet us at the temple door. So she already prepared. She already had the stale chapatis with her in order to feed the street dogs. So as per the street dogs were waiting at the front of the door of the Gurudwara. They followed us to our home, growling and fighting with each other for the chapati we threw to them. Okay, so there was a heavy fight to catch the chapatis which the grandma and the author throw to the dogs. I think all of you understood the paragraph. I think so. This paragraph deals about the how what was going on. That means the author's schooling, how was his schooling, and what his grandma had done in the schooling along with the others. Okay, the boys were sitting on the veranda, but his grandma sitting on a side and attempted to read the scriptures of the Sikh religion. Do you follow me? When my parents were comfortable, next para. Now we are going to move to the next para. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, they sent for us. So these parents already we explained that his parents were left the author to stay with his grandma. Now the parents were well settled in the city. So they recalled his son Guswant Singh to the city, and both grandma and Guswant Singh reached the new home in the city of his father. That was a turning point in our friendship. So after reaching the city, there was a consolation between. There was not a good attachment between grandma and the author due to varied reasons. That was what this para explains. That was a turning point in our friendship. Although we shared the same room, my grandma no longer came to school. So in the city, it is not possible to visit the. It was not possible to visit the school along with her grandma to the school. So I used to go to an English school. So before that, the author, that means Guswant Singh, had gone to Gurudwara attached school. But now, being his parents were in city, they joined his son Guswant Singh to an English school. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. Okay, moreover, motor bus was the mode of transport to reach the school. So there were no dogs in the streets, and she took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. So there was no chance of feeding the street dogs. Okay, so his grandma attempted to feed the sparrows. What do you mean by sparrows? Sparrows, which we can see due to electromagnetic waves arised from the TV towers. The sparrow, the so-called sparrow, was in the endangered birds. Okay, endangered birds. So she attempted to feed the sparrows in the courtyard of the city house of the author. I think all of you have understood the concepts of the lesson Portrait of a Lady. Again, I want to give a quick recap up to this. So this lesson dealt about the grandma, the fondness of the grandma with the author. So the first portion deals about the appearance of the grandma and grandpa. Second portion deals about how far she had attachment with the prior. Third portion, how she governed her grandson. Okay, how she prepared her grandson to the school. And also the last part deals about what happened during the city life. So up to this, today we should finish the lesson. Thank you, students. Thank you for your kind cooperation. Then for your next class, kindly follow. I put on a request. Kindly follow all the classes. If any comment means, please convey to us through the WhatsApp. Thank you, children. May God be with you. Thank you.